Okay, here we go. I'm going to read an article that I've sent off to the MUFON Journal, and they have not published it yet. I don't know if they will, but I thought I'd read it for you. Just because. Hope you like this. It's called Guardians ad litem of the Galaxy. And there's a summary of it. Question is, do our unalienable human rights apply to ET, Sasquatch, and other members of mankind? You know, aliens. So here we go. Pardon me. Alien A. Once upon a time near Tobarua Island in the Pacific, I came in contact with a real live alien, quite small, covered in hair, obviously helpless. I knew and could know nothing about this tiny being. It was unable to communicate verbally or by sign, but when our eyes locked, it instantly made me aware of its intelligence. It knew that I knew, and there was a brightness in those eyes that drew me in. Under its spell, I kept the being alive day by day, hoping for a miracle. But let's talk about you, Alien B. You are Vulcan. Your Federation's supply ship loses essential functions due to an accidental dark matter discharge. You are forced to land on the nearest habitable planet, and unlucky you, it turns out to be Earth. The second your ears appear above the hatch, you are scooped up by black ops. You say, "I come in peace," but still find yourself en route to an underground gulag where you will be pumped for techno information until the star date you die. Not the welcome you wanted, is it? You exclaim, "I am an invader here to kill you. I demand my rights under your Geneva Convention." A voice from behind the black mask says, "We know you come in peace." Desperate, you say, "I'm illegally parked. I have no insurance and I work 3 full-time jobs. I'm an illegal alien. Take me to border security." Your captor scoffs. Full disclosure, this might be okay with me if we're talking about you. It is not okay with me if we are talking about me. You might feel the same. So what if you and I could offer Alien B a different scenario? As Americans, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Similar language includes, with liberty and justice for all, and, quote, "men are born and remain free and equal in rights. Social distinctions may be founded only upon the general good," unquote. My research published previously in this journal finds that mankind inhabits the highest of the 4 kingdoms of physical creation, which are mineral, vegetable, animal, and man. And this kingdom includes, but is not limited to, human beings. In brief, mankind rises above the kingdom of the animals by virtue of our rational, self-aware mind and our ability to reason in the abstract. It is the mind that matters. Your physical appearance, pointy ears and all, does not. When the words from the Declaration of Independence first quoted above were written, our national founders almost certainly intended all men to mean free male humans, but over time, we realized it also includes women and people of color. Now we just need to add you with the pointy ears. The framers of the Constitution had the luxury of time when working things out, and they still needed to add the all-important amendments, free speech, assembly, etc., after the fact. Proof that this sort of thing is best handled well ahead of time, because when you need it, all heck will have broken loose. So, what about et tu, E.T.? We'll protect pets. We protect pets from abuse and punish human offenders. We protect migratory wildlife and punish poachers. Intelligent visitors like you have migrated across state lines and national boundaries, haven't you? even if for now we legally begrudge you mankind status to which my research shows you are legally entitled. There is still precedent for statutory protection. Doesn't diplomacy state you catch more flies with honey? You arrive by spaceship. Diplomacy should apply. History is written by the victors, and so are the laws, aren't they? Subjugated people have been treated less well than their conquerors as far back as our erroneous historical timeline goes. But what about unsubjugated peoples? Or visiting peoples like you, Alien B? I mention this because I have forest person activity on my property in Illinois. Humans in similar situations often seek to evict them. But by what right? As an attorney, now retired, I realize I slipped up by not getting their signature on my warranty deed, and thus I have not legally acquired their interest in my land, have I? What warranty of quiet enjoyment can I claim under my deed that they cannot claim also? The forest people didn't sell it, have not been subjugated, sent to reservations, nor have they been brought before an impartial justice in a court of law. Ah, and aha. This last option is what you want, Vulcan. To curtail your Humvee ride to a lifetime of interrogation without paid vacations, right? So now we come to at least part of it. Breaking news. Humans are not the victors in this scenario. The forest people remain free and independent where they have always been, namely everywhere. ET visits or resides however they always have. Maybe they planted a flag for their sovereign long ago. You know, a colored cloth on a stick that says, I will now do whatever I want. How would we know? We humans used to feel the same way, didn't we? Some lawyer later added the idea that ignorance of the law is no excuse, so maybe we need the attorney. Isn't it reasonable to expect that self-aware visitors from elsewhere might feel they have rights that should be upheld, especially if they never left? If you and I visit Machu Picchu, we expect as much as long as you behave yourself. E.T. and company may feel exactly the same way. Some states have enacted laws making Sasquatch a protected species of animal, they incorrectly presume, because they want to stay ahead of potential problems. In the same vein, I humbly and seriously suggest humans draft protocols ASAP to protect intelligent non-humans while we have the luxury of time. We can mull it over, sleep on it, cover lots of bases. It's all hypothetical anyway, so let's put some teeth into an enforcement provision, okay? You know, a little habeas corpus and a rule to show cause, just for grins. When I was younger, back in the days of Reagan and Tip O'Neill, some politicians said, when talking about spending, theoretical dollars have a way of becoming real dollars. I can't attribute that quote to either of them, but I'm sure they both used it. Anyway, it has the ring of truth, and it applies to the above because, though it seems amusing now, some of us know better. The moment the ink dries, friends of ufology in Congress have a powerful new tool. If showing that UAPs are a hazard for U.S. airmen in restricted airspace can trigger congressional hearings, then a writ of habeas corpus and a rule to show cause pursuant to federal law might also help alien beings in federal custody. Penalties already exist for human traffickers in black masks. Under this scenario, back in the Humvee, if backed up by statute, you can say, I want a lawyer. What that really means is there are consequences if you don't get one. Al Capone is suddenly looking at charges for tax evasion, and he can smirk all the way to jail. In this scenario, we have just saved Alien B, Vulcan U. So whatever happened to Alien A? Well, a guardian ad litem of the galaxy showed up to protect its rights under island law. With that legal help, we removed the alien to the U.S., where human courts applied human laws. The little alien became one of my children. The ugly duckling grew into a beautiful swan, graduated magna cum laude from UNLV, the best hotel school in the solar system. And yes, I was playing a game with words, like a lawyer. But you probably saw through that right away. Quote, briefly, we have said that from the composition of the elements, innumerable beings have come to exist. All are subject to one natural order, one universal law, and one divine arrangement. For instance, you will find the smallest atoms to be similar in their general structure to the greatest entities in the universe, and it is clear that they have proceeded from one laboratory of might, according to one natural order and one universal law, and that can therefore be compared to one another. The best beloved of all things in my sight is justice, unquote. And if, quote, the reality of man is his thought, not his appearance, unquote, what does it matter if the being in question is a helpless infant on some distant island or someone who literally fell out of the sky? And that's the article. So I sent that off about a week or so ago. And I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed writing it, I know. Let's see, we've had some new things happen on the farm. We encountered another tree structure right where we are building a living hedge. And so we've been tipping these trees over and wrapping them together so that you cut them 2/3 of the way through and lay them over so they're still alive, and then they'll grow back up and we'll weave them together as they grow. So we've done about 40 yards of this, and just where we got done, the second day we came back to do more, there's a little tree with a split top, which is now a lyre, bent over and held at the ground with a stick shoved in the ground with a thumb that holds it down. And another stick laid on top of that, and then another stick laid in a line, and another one shoved in the ground to make a row. And this just off to the side. The tree's bent over this way, and the top comes both ways. So then I marked this tree with a length of manila rope. I just wrapped the manila rope around it and left it in a circle around the trunk of the tree so we didn't mess with it as we're building this hedge. And the next day I come back, and this rope has been pulled out and laid at 90 degrees across one of the sticks. That could happen, right? A squirrel could do that. Could be anything, right? And then down at the bottom of the hill on the trail, there's a tree that has grown up from a stump with a bunch of sticks coming up, a bunch of trunks. They're all about 2 inches. Oh, here we've got company. I'll talk to you later. Bye.